What is up? I am so excited for this video because anytime Sephora has a savings event, I film a video of my recommendations. And so this is no different, except for this one is sponsored by Sephora. That's so exciting to me. So thank you, Sephora. This is something I do anyway, so it's exciting that they are willing to work with me on it, you know? So anyway, gushing aside, I am really excited for the spring savings event. It actually starts today, April 1st, the day I'm uploading this video, and it runs through April 11th. And what's cool is for any Beauty Insider member, you can get 30% off of their Sephora collection products. I actually have quite a few favorites from the Sephora collection we're gonna talk about today. So anyone can get 30% off of that, no code needed. But starting today, if you are a Rouge member, you get 20% off. And then starting on April 5th, if you are VIB, you get 15% off. And then starting April 7th, if you are an Insider, you get 10% off. And the good news is if you are not a Beauty Insider member yet, you can join today. I've got the link down below. It's totally free to join. And that will get you that 10% off of your order, which is amazing. They only do this 2 times a year, which is why I always get so excited about it and why I always film about it, because personally, I get jazzed. I know that you guys always look forward to these savings events too. So all you have to do is use the code SAVESPRING at checkout, and actually you can use it an unlimited amount of times, which is so cool. Same with in-store. So if you want to join Sephora's Beauty Insider program, I will have the link right at the top of the description box. Like I said, it's free to join. It's really, really quick. You get a free birthday gift. You can earn points and get free gifts with that. I'm constantly adding free gifts to my cart as I'm checking out, just for being a member and shopping there. So it's really, really worth joining. And again, then you get to enjoy the spring savings event with me. So I'm gonna link every product that I'm mentioning today down in the description box. If you want to check it out, definitely shop as early as you can. There are some items that they tend to sell out. And so I always say, once you're able to shop right then, because there's a chance that something you really, really wanted might sell out. So, or like in the shade you wanted, it might sell out. So let's dive into my favorites. So we're gonna go in the order that I applied my makeup today, just because I need to organize it in that way. Like, that is what I need. So first things first, you hear me talk about it all the time. This might be the time to finally buy it if you haven't tried it. It's the Super Goop Glow Screen. This is easily one of, like, out of my entire collection of things, of makeup and beauty, top 5, I think, items, because I use it every day, whether I'm wearing makeup or not. So it's an SPF 40 primer, moisturizer, sunscreen, all in one, and that is exactly how I use it. It's got this nice glow to it. I love the way it makes my skin look, and it works beautifully under makeup. I wear it under makeup every single day, and I've never had any issues with the makeup sitting weird, and I'm using all kinds of different foundations and BB creams and tinted moisturizers with it. So this is a top tier, like, absolute must-have in my life, and so I definitely wanted to mention it. If you like more of a, well, a less glowy look, I would go with their Unseen sunscreen, which is also really good. So from the Sephora collection, which, like I said, is 30% off for everyone, this is their Best Skin Ever foundation. This is one that so many of you guys kept nagging me about and saying, Jessica, you've got to try it. You have to try it. You will love it. I know you'll love it. Well, I finally tried it when I did a Sephora collection video a while back, and you were right. I loved it. It kind of has, for me, kind of a medium-ish coverage level. Like, it performs like a foundation. It does cover, but it's really easy to work with. It works really well with my beauty sponge. That's how I like applying it. I feel like it wears pretty well, and it's comfortable. Like, it doesn't look super foundation-y up close, which is what I'm always looking for. So this is one that is a lot less expensive than a lot of the other brands, but performs so beautifully. So you guys were right. Thank you for nagging me about it. It is really, really good. And I, for reference, wear the shade 11.5P, and it has a pump, which is nice. And it's like a nice glass jar. So the other foundation I absolutely had to mention, it's the one I'm wearing today, is from Shiseido. This was a newer find for me. It's the Synchro Skin Radiant Lifting Foundation. So they haven't just their Synchro Skin. This is their newer launch. That's the Radiant Lifting one. Oh, my gosh, this is what I'm wearing today. So you can see me applying it here. You only need 1 coat. Like, 2 coats would be too much, I think. But it is so pretty. Radiant is the right word, because it looks radiant, but it's not like shimmery. It's not glittery. It just makes your skin look healthy and youthful. I just love the way my skin looks when I wear this. so much. I have the shade 130 Opal. I think I could probably go a shade down. And if I ever buy this again, I would, but I'm gonna use this up first because it works well enough for me and I freaking love the way it makes my skin look. So big fan. I would definitely say this is one you want to set with even just a light powder. I have normal to dry skin and I still feel like in the T-zone, I just need a little bit of setting. Concealer wise, I have a couple. This is one I'm going to be buying during this sale again. I think I said that last time and then I forgot to add it to my cart. And this time I'm like, okay, no, but for real, I am out and this is killing me because I want to use it. It's the Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Concealer. This is like top 3 favorite concealers. It just melts into the under eye area, but it still covers. It's just the perfect weight and coverage level. It blends quickly and easily. It wears really well. I'm a big fan. I have 103 Fair. I just added this to my cart already because I was like, I cannot forget to buy that this time during the savings event. So love this. Big fan. Clearly, I am really a fan of Shiseido. Another one that grew on me over time, and it took me like a year to love, and now I'm like, actually, that's really good, is the Hourglass Vanish Concealer. This is one that you don't need a lot, and even in the clip here I'm showing you of me applying this, I applied too much. I should have done 2 dots, not 3, because I end up wiping a little bit of it off. But a little bit goes such a long way, so this is gonna last you forever, which is nice when you're paying. I mean, this is a little bit more of an expensive concealer. It is gonna last you a long time, but it just blends so easily and it's really, really lightweight. Like, I think this is a little bit of a thinner formula than the Shiseido. I love both, obviously, but it is a little bit thinner, so a little bit goes a long way. It just fluidly spreads out, if that makes any sense. And I just think it's beautiful. I will say I prefer a brush with this, not my sponge. And the brush I use today that I love is the Sephora Pro Concealer number 57. Y'all know I've talked about the Sephora brushes a lot and I love them. I have never tried a brush from the Sephora collection that wasn't one that I ended up loving. I have some from their old line too that I still use. They wash well, they last a long time, and they're super soft. So this one works really well with concealer and I loved it today with this. We'll talk about another brush here in a second, but the other concealer I repurchased during the savings events most of the time is the Bobbi Brown Corrector in Light Bisque. I'm not gonna dwell on this one long because I freaking talk about this so much that I know some of you guys are like, oh my gosh, Jessica, please stop talking about it. But this is like if I'm getting ready in a hurry, I get a little bit of this on my finger, tap it right there, it blends in like 5 seconds. No tools needed, and it looks so good. And even if I don't have like makeup everywhere else, it just seamlessly looks good with my skin, but it makes me look a lot more awake than I was without it. And so big fan. I've gone through like 4 of those at this point. So another one I would be remiss if I did not mention is the bareminerals concealer. This is their like loose concealer. I wear the shade Bisque. This is my secret freaking weapon. When I just look tired, y'all know how it goes. Like, you just have those days that you wake up and you're like, ooh, I need some help, like more than normal. This is what I grab. And honestly, I've been using this pretty much every single day for months. And certainly once I have this baby, I'll be using it even more. It's this loose powder that has like actual coverage. So you get one close to your skin tone. And it not only sets your concealer, but it brightens as its own concealer. Like, it is a concealer powder. So you can use it on its own as your concealer or on top. I use it on top because I just like to hit it all with all of it. I'm just such a fan, and this is something that when I inevitably run out, I will buy again. So onto eyeshadow, I'm actually only gonna mention 2 things because I felt like I could go with like 5 or 6 different palettes here. And I was like, Jessica, I've talked about a lot of other ones. I wanted to zoom in on ones you maybe haven't heard me talk about a lot, but I do think are really good. And so one of them is the Patrick Ta Major Dimension eyeshadow palette. This was one that when I bought it, I was like, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. So today I am wearing both this shimmer shade and that one there kind of together all over the lid. And then I used this matte shade, actually both of those, in the crease a bit, and then this lighter shade there on the brow bone. Y'all know me, I do very simple looks. That's what I like. And I like neutral. So this is totally up my alley. But what I like about it is that you can really get a lot more dimension if you want it. Like, if you're wanting some depth, you can get it. He also has some cream ones here that you can use. It's a good palette. It's really, really pretty on top of it. And I just love it. It's one I can use for every day, but I can also use it to be like just slightly more glam, you know? Okay, this freaking thing is amazing. And I think that this shade, I might be wrong, but I think the Chocolate Dahlia one sells out a lot. So just be aware of that. This is the Kaja Beauty Bento little trio. It's eyeshadow. And so this one is called Chocolate Dahlia. They have quite a few, so you can definitely get some different colors. But it has a shimmer shadow on top, a kind of medium matte shadow, and then a deeper matte shadow. This is something I love traveling with. It is so easy. It's exactly my everyday look in 3 shadows. Like, that's it. I like that I can use the darker color as like a liner too. So I'm just a big fan of this. I just think it's cute, but it's actually really useful, and the shadows are really, really good. So under eye powder, I have 2. Okay, well that's not true, because I guess I talked about the bareminerals. One is from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Airbrush Flawless Finish. I've clearly hit pan. This powder is so finely milled that I just feel like it really flattens that area on your under eye. And it is beautiful. So I'm a big fan of this. I get questions about this a lot because it's pricey, but it is one I really do like. So I have another favorite that's really, really similar from LYS. It's a Black owned brand that I absolutely love. Their foundation, I'm gonna talk about another product from them. There's a lot from this brand I like. And also they just launched a new concealer that I need to try. Like, it is sitting in my cart. Speaking of, if you want to see me do, and I don't know if I'll have time before this baby comes, but if I do, if you want to see a wish list video for what's in my cart, let me know. If I don't have time to do it in a YouTube video, I can maybe do it like in an Instagram story or something, or on a reel. Let me know. But anyway, this powder, this is the Triple Fix setting powder, is very similar to this. It just flattens that area out. It's super finely milled, and I just think the packaging is really cute too. So wanted to mention it because they're both really good, but they are similar. And then another powder I recently fell in love with. I love powder foundations, but I'm very picky. Like, there have been some that I've tried from really expensive brands I just didn't love. This is one I do love. It's the Glowish by Huda Beauty Luminous Pressed Powder. I have it in #1 Fair. It's just really pretty. So I used it with another of the Sephora brushes, the Pro Foundation 55. I like a big powder brush, okay? But this one in particular is great if I'm just wanting it in my T-zone, which is where I put this today. I had some cream products on my cheeks that I actually just wanted to leave alone. So I really just wanted to get this extra bit of powder on my T-zone. So having a smaller powder brush was really nice for that. But this powder is magic because it gives you coverage, but it's not super mattifying. So if you are someone that has drier skin like me, you might like this because it still gives your skin, I don't want to say a glow, because again, there's a little bit of glimmer to, boy, I'm really struggling with the synonyms because I feel like some words have a connotation to be like looking oily, and it does, I don't think it looks oily. I think it just looks really nice. But I do think that if you had, I need a makeup wipe here. I think if you had oily skin, this might not be the one for you. You probably wouldn't want a luminous pressed powder, you know? So my favorite pencil liner, period, full stop, have bought 3 times in the past year, will continue to buy again and won't shut up about, is the Makeup by Mario. Well, it's their eyeliner pencil. So I have it in the shade The Perfect Brown. The reason this is magic to me, even though I've tried so many liners over the years, is because I'm not even typically a brown liner girl, okay? But I've tried the black. I like the brown one better. It is the creamiest. First of all, look how dark that is. You can barely tell it's brown. But it really, really easily gets on wherever you're trying to put it, for me, the upper lash line, but it also really stays well on that waterline up there. For me, a lot of times I don't put anything on my lower lash line just because I like that look right now. And so I want an eyeliner that I can put up there to darken the lash line, even on the waterline, but not transfer down. And this specific shade from this specific brand does not transfer down. Plus, there's a brush on the back that you can use to kind of create a little wing if you want. It is so easy to use. It's so creamy. It gives you that kind of model, like buffed out eyeliner look if you want it. Now, I'm obviously wearing a liquid liner on top we're going to talk about, but this is an everyday staple for me that I absolutely love. I'm probably going to buy another one during the savings event. I should probably add that to my cart now. But another favorite, quick little shout out, the NARS sharpener I've loved for like 2 years now. It's the best one out there, you guys. It's not even that expensive. It's really not, but it's something you will use all of the time if you use lip liners, you know, eyeliners. This one is freaking sharp. It's smooth. It's got the 2 different sizes you need. So like even for like lip pencils, you can fit them in there. It is so good, you guys. And it is, I think, like under 10 bucks. So it's worth adding to your cart if you are in need of one, or if you want a better one than what you have, because this is probably better than, well, I don't know. I don't know your life. Maybe you have an insane one, but this one is so freaking good. It's ruined all other sharpeners for me. Okay, the liquid liner. All right. I feel like I need to caveat this one. When I first opened this, I had one that like, I think it wasn't shut properly and it literally like leaked a bit. It has not leaked since that first time I opened it, but it just colored my mind that I was like, okay, I don't like this. Except for I have used this nearly every time I get ready here and I love it every time, but I think I just love the brush and the formula so much, but I just didn't recognize how much I loved it because I was so thrown by the fact that it was leaking that very first time. So this is super black. You do need to shake it up, but I love that the brush is like an artist's brush. Do you know what I mean? Like it makes the perfect wing every time. It can be thick or thin if you want it. I love it, you guys. So I think, even though like at first I wasn't so sure, I think I'm gonna buy it again. And then mascara, there were a few I tossed around mentioning, but this was the newest discovery that I really liked. It's from this Sephora collection. This is their Size Up mascara. I'm wearing this today and I just feel like it freaking curls. It separates, it volumizes. I think the magic happens at 2 coats, but even 1 coat still looks good. It's not too wet of a formula and not too dry, because that's the thing, you know? I like dry formulas, but then they dry out in like a month and you're like, well, crap, now I gotta buy another mascara. This one is right in the middle. So I've been using it now for a month and a half, maybe closer to 2 months. And it hasn't dried out at all. It's still working the same. And I just feel like it looks really nice. And again, 30% off. This could be the only bronzer I owned. And I think I'd be happy. This is from the brand Saie, and it is their Sun Melt Natural Cream Bronzer. What is the magic of this freaking cream bronzer? You can't screw it up, you guys. You can't screw it up. So if you just get a diffusing kind of cream bronzer brush, you can just go to town in here and then go to town on your face and it looks perfect every time. Every time. And every time I've like taken a week or 2 off trying to use other stuff, I always find myself going back to this and I ask myself, why am I even bothering using anything else? This is the best. So I just really, really like how easy it is to use. The shade I have is light bronze. They have obviously multiple shades. I just am such a fan. It is probably the best cream bronzer I've ever used. Danessa Myricks, I'm not technically mentioning in this video because I mention it a lot. I love the Power Cream Bronzer. Very, very, very similar. I still think the Saie one is easier to use, especially if you're like a beginner or you just don't want to be, you know, you just want to be able to be sloppy about it like me, then you will definitely like the Saie one. One that took me by surprise is a newer launch from Milk. It's their Bionic bronzer. If you saw me try this in a recent video, I was like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna like it, I don't know. And then I freaking watched some videos on it, actually on Sephora's website, and then applied it that way and I was like, why is this actually really easy to use? So it's a liquidy bronzer, right? But you can just apply it with your fingers and then literally blend it in and it looks so flawless, so seamless. It doesn't look patchy or like too dark, or it really surprised me. So this is still newer to me, so I still like the Saie one better, but I wanted to mention it if you're someone that has been eyeing this new line. It's actually really good. And I tried the blush and the highlight too, and the bronzer was definitely my favorite. So speaking of blush, one newer-ish favorite. I like this formula, but this shade is now my favorite. This is from Rare Beauty. This is their Soft Pinch Liquid Blush, but it's this shade, Hope. Ooh, if you are near my skin tone, this is the shade. Now, obviously not all of you guys are. I have tried multiple shades from this line. I might've tried all of them. They're all the same formula. They're all really good. And what's amazing is, again, this is gonna last you forever. All you do is with the doe foot, one dot, please trust. And I just use my finger, no tools needed, and it just blends. You go into 2 dots, you've gone too far. I keep thinking maybe this time. No, 2 dots is too many. It's 1 dot too many. It's unique. It's so easy and quick to apply. Like I said, this shade Hope is just my favorite for my particular skin tone, but I really, really like this line. I also, on a whim, had bought this mini version of the Glowish by Huda Beauty Cheeky Vegan Blush Powder. This is in Healthy Peach. I really like this. It's just a really pretty peach blush. It's not super shimmery. I feel like, again, you can be heavy-handed with it and it still looks nice. And that, I know for some people that's a deal breaker. People are like, no, I want a pigmented blush. For me, I'm like, no, I kind of want like a mediumly pigmented blush because I just want to be able to go to town and not look like I've like really gone to town. You know what I mean? I actually really like the formula of this, but I know it's not for everyone because if you do want a super punchy blush, I don't know that this would be the one for you. But even for the mini, I feel like this is more than enough. Like that's still a normal size blush to me, maybe a little smaller. I also really like the LYS Higher Standard Satin Matte Cream Blush. I feel like a lot of my favorite cream blushes aren't matte. Like they're not shimmery, but they just have this kind of dewy look. This one really does look matte on the skin. So if you're someone that's thinking about cream blush, but you're like, I don't want my skin, like maybe you have oilier skin, you might really like this one because it really does dry down to a matte, and it's a really good formula. I'll use my fingers with it. I'll use a brush with it. You can kind of use it any way you want. But again, it's definitely punchy, so a little bit goes a long way. They also have a bronzer in this same packaging too. It's really cute. I have been using the same nasty makeup wipe to wipe off my swatches. I think it's time to get a second makeup wipe, Jessica. Listen, I don't really use setting spray. Like MAC Fix Plus I would use from time to time, but I recently tried this one and I was like, that is actually a useful setting spray. So it's from Charlotte Tilbury. It's the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. This actually does something. I think it actually has prolonged the wear of my makeup, A, and B, it actually helps melt the makeup like together into one layer on my face. That's the best way I can think to describe what I feel like this does. It's beautiful, but I don't think it makes my skin look so oily and greasy if I've just powdered and everything and then I spray this on and then it ends up being like, why did I even powder? No, I feel like this works well with powder. So I wanted to mention it because I am so skeptical about setting spray, and this is one that actually blew me out of the water. All right, some lippies I'm gonna mention. This was hard, and I'm trying not to repeat myself too much from past videos where I've given like Sephora recommendations. Y'all already know though, my favorite lip liner is from Sephora. This is the Sephora Collection Rouge Gel Lip Liner. My favorite shade, the one I use all of the time, is number 4 Creme de la Creme. This is like the only lip liner you need. I can wear this with so many different lip colors because it's really close to my lips, but a little bit deeper. So I can wear it with a couple of different lip stick color options, you know what I mean? But these are so creamy. It's just retractable, so you don't need a sharpener with it. But if you do want to get the point back, they have the little shaper that you can kind of shave it down and get it to the shape you might want. I just love these, you guys. I have quite a few shades of it, but this is definitely my favorite, and they are, again, a lot less expensive than a lot of the other brands, and I genuinely, this is my favorite lip liner. I know a lot of you guys were not surprised to hear me talk about that here. The lipstick I'm wearing on my lips right now, I think is my favorite lipstick, period. It's from Charlotte Tilbury, and it is the lipstick in the shade In Love with Olivia. First of all, this freaking packaging. Y'all, listen, if you've seen my vlogs, you know how like lined my lips are. They naturally are that way. Pretty sure I get it from my dad. Like, that's just the way my lips are. They always have been. This is one of those magical lipsticks that make your lips look smooth. I don't know what magic's in there, but there's something in there, and it's comfortable, it's moisturizing, it's not too slippery though. Y'all, this is my favorite lipstick. That's all I have to say about it. So they obviously have a bunch of different shades in this line, so I'll link the line below, but In Love with Olivia for my lips and my taste is my favorite. But another really, really amazing lipstick line is the Pat McGrath lipstick. I have the shade Omi. This is the matte trance lipstick. These are the creamiest mattes you will ever see. Like when I think of matte lipstick, I'm like, oh yeah, it's gonna be kind of dry. No. These are the freaking creamiest mattes you'll ever see. Like, it's just like a joke how creamy it is. But they look beautiful on the lips. I need to get more shades. I keep saying that. Maybe this is the time that I actually buy another shade because I love that one so much. I'm like, well, I kind of want to try a red. You guys know I love red lipstick. I want to try a red and maybe like a berry. So I'm sure that I will eventually, but I love that line. It's definitely worth the price tag and definitely worth checking out during the savings event. And then if you haven't bought this yet, it's from Fenty Beauty. This is the Gloss Bomb in Fussy. This particular one is my favorite, but I've tried the gloss bombs that are like the heat. Those are too much for me. Like the burning is too much for me, but a lot of people love it. So anyway, this is the one I always touch my nose with. This is the one that smells like your childhood, like the lip glosses you used to wear. It is just truly, it makes me so happy. This is one of my absolute favorite glosses. So this is definitely worth a look. They have different shades as well, and they all, in the Gloss Bomb line, like this line, not the heat, but this line, they all have that smell, and it is wonderful. But the gloss itself is absolutely gorgeous. Feels really comfy. Love the way it makes my lips look. And then another favorite is from Tower 28. These are their glosses. Tower 28 is one of the lesser expensive brands that Sephora sells, and it is one of my favorites. And these glosses are like top 3 favorite glosses of all time. I have Cashew, which is like this brownie nude, and Coconut, which is a pink. I have another shade of this, a new shade they just launched, sitting in my Sephora cart right now. Probably buying it. By probably, I mean definitely buying it. I just think these make your lips look so healthy and young, and they're so easy. You swipe them on, you're done, and it just looks good. It looks good, and it's just unique. Its formula doesn't feel like any other lip gloss I've really ever tried. It really is its own thing. Y'all should know, as long as this video was, I literally have a pile of like 20 other products I almost mentioned today that I literally looked at. I was like, I've got to whittle this down. This is too many. There's just so much makeup I try and that I love that I want to share with you guys that I think you will love too. So I want to quickly mention a couple of other random just like skincare favorites I don't necessarily have in front of me. I'll pop a screenshot on the screen that I love that are worth looking at in the sale. Right off the top of my head, Tatcha. If you've had your eye on any Tatcha skincare, this would be a great time to buy it. I love the Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream. Ooh. Beautiful moisturizer. Beautiful moisturizer, you guys. Day, night, doesn't matter. Looks good under makeup too. Love that stuff. And then I also have recently, I just finished it and I need to buy another one, so I think it's time. I'm just gonna buy it. The Tatcha Indigo Serum in Cream. I've been using this at night. My skin looks so much more even and just moisturized with that. It's really powerful, like skincare serum stuff within a moisturizer. So it's all in one step and I freaking love it. So that is on my like to repurchase list. Another one is the Herbivore Phoenix Oil. Honestly, the Herbivore Phoenix Oil and the Tatcha Indigo Serum Cream I use together and it has transformed my skin. Those two together are just such magic. So I'll put on the Herbivore one first and then go in with the Tatcha cream. That's it. Like that is a very simplified skincare routine. There's other things I use, other serums I've talked about in the past that I use all the time, but those two together are a magical combo. So I wanted to mention it because they are more expensive, and when you can save some money on it, like right now, it'd be a good time to try them out. So I love the Herbivore Phoenix Oil. And then a newer one, I literally took a picture in my bathroom of the skincare I wanted to mention. The Drunk Elephant Proteiny Power Peptide Resurf Serum. That's one of their newer launches and I'm really enjoying it a lot. Like I feel like it's starting to turn the cell turnover in my skin a little bit quicker and I feel like my skin's liking it. So wanted to mention those quick skincare items. Y'all, I could go on for days and days about skincare, you guys know. Those are the products that were kind of just at the top of my mind that I thought those are worth mentioning since they are pricier, that if you can save any money on them right now, it'd be a good time to shop. So that's everything I'm gonna mention. I hope that you enjoyed this, that it was helpful as you're building your cart and adding things to your cart for the Sephora Spring Savings event. Thank you again to Sephora for sponsoring this video. Saying that sentence is still really cool to me. So thank you so much. Again, definitely join the Sephora Beauty Insider program. If you haven't yet, it's totally free. I have the link down in the description box for you to join. And then you can save some money during their spring savings event. Again, the savings event runs until April 11th. So if you were thinking about some of these products, definitely shop as soon as you can, add them to your cart because things go quickly. They really do. So thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end. Thank you again, Sephora, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.